Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, did the Christmas rally or Santa rally start for Bitcoin? It's up 4% today. And someone else thinks that it did start. So I'm going to talk about what's going on with Bitcoin. Also talk about three promising projects, L1s, network protocols. These three I have high hopes on. I'm very bullish on them, and that's because there's a lot going on for these three altcoins. So I'm going to discuss what they are. So starting with Bitcoin, it's 48,700, so up nearly 4%. An entire market is rallying today. Now, I've been calling Santa Rally or Christmas Rally for quite some time, since the beginning of December. And I do believe it's right around the corner, quite frankly, because we don't have that many days left, right? And today, I saw this headline, Jim Cramer also agrees with me. At least with equities, not crypto. But today, Dow is up 500 points. The equity market is doing very well today. Jim Cramer still believes Santa Claus rally is going to start despite Omicron cases and the FUD out there, right? So to quote Jim, if you bought today and you just held on even for 6 days, you made money almost every single year. He added, it is a short-term trade, although you then start getting into positive seasonality in January, because traditionally January is also a very positive and bullish month for equities. So if equities market is going to do well for the next 6 days and also do well in January, well, that's only going to help Bitcoin, right? We have seen that the correlation between the equities market and Bitcoin somewhat correlated still. Times they're not, but for the most part, they are still kind of moving in tandem, although Bitcoin tends to move very, very, very fast sometimes. So it's not just me. It's not just me. Even Jim Cramer believes it's right around the corner. But I've been bullish on Bitcoin all year. I told you guys to hold strong, right? Ignore the FUD, ignore the volatility, and there will be periods where Bitcoin simply does not seem to want to move. It'll just do its thing. It may consolidate. And we have seen it plenty of times in 2021 at 30,000, at 40,000, right? And we're hovering around that 47, 48,000 mark. But I do have things to show you guys that indicate this could be it. That a reversal, a bounce, a rally is right around the corner, and it could be because of the Santa rally. So let's start out with this very first one. This is from Matthew Hyland, and this is according to 3-day RSI. And you could see that this goes back all the way to December of 2018, when Bitcoin fell down to 3,800. Then we had a Black Swan event, March of 2020. And then you could see that we had that 30,000 mark I talked about, and where we are now. And if you look at it using a 3-day RSI, there is a support trend line. And guess what? Bitcoin just bounced right off of it, and it's looking like it wants to turn up. So kind of shows you what may be around the corner, right? And something else. And this also looks very similar from TechDev, which is, finding a fractal pattern between 2020 and 2021, not only in Bitcoin's movement, right? Also with RSI and also with MACD. Very, very similar, right? So there's a lot of things going on with Bitcoin. Not only is it mimicking some of the previous drops that we have seen, but also I've been focusing on the fundamentals, and they keep getting better each and every day. Adoption is growing. The number of Bitcoins falling from the exchanges is also growing. The number of liquid supply is growing, right? So Bitcoin is definitely going to continue on. And whether it's due to Santa rally or not, it will continue forward. So stay strong, and most importantly, have patience. And it's not just with Bitcoin too. So there's a lot of TA evolving around the second biggest crypto, Ethereum. So this is one where Ethereum just broke above the 100 SMA average. And when it tends to do that, it tends to really start moving. So we have Ethereum that is also doing very well today. And here's another fractal pattern about Ethereum. And this is using Fibonacci levels. And this is comparing 2017 to right now. 2017, we know that it had explosive movement from about $400 shooting up to about 800 something. And that's within a very, very, very short time frame. And if you look at Ethereum's movement now, it's looking very similar. And if it hits that same Fibonacci level of 1.618, well, that means Ethereum could be heading to 8,000 as a local top. So there you go. A lot of exciting things to look forward to, right? All right. Now let's get into these 3 altcoins, 3 L1s that have been doing very, very well. In fact, one of them just formed a new all-time high, despite the fact that the market itself is still down, but they continue to go up. Now, I'm going to throw one more altcoin in front of the 3, and that's Harmony, so you're going to get 4 L1s here. All right, but take a look at this headline. This gaming altcoin built on Harmony rallies nearly 100% in a matter of days, while Bitcoin and Ethereum remain stagnant. Do you know which project this is? Well, this is referring to DeFi Kingdoms, which is one of the very first play-to-earn NFT games on Harmony, and it continues to do well. And when it does well, Harmony does well. Harmony has been doing very well recently. Hasn't formed a new high yet, but it has been recovering much faster than some of its peers. And why this is relevant, because DeFi Kingdoms is also opening up a brand new realm on the L1 Avalanche. And Avalanche is the one I want to talk about, one of the big ones I want to talk about, because they have been doing well too. If you look at CMC, Avalanche is now sitting at number 10, right under Terra, and you can see the last 7 days, it's up 45%, and today it's up about 13%. So not only is its ecosystem growing with play-to-earn games like DeFi Kingdom, but also you have a lot of other things. For example, like this, BitGo is supporting Avalanche as institutional interest grows. So now there's custody service, and BitGo owns a couple exchanges, and Avalanche is, of course, available on those, and Avalanche has been opening up on other exchanges as well. So Avalanche is definitely growing. The TVL, Total Value Locked, from its DeFi projects is also growing. So it's definitely one to pay attention to if you don't have it already. Now, the second one I want to talk about is, of course, Terra, which just leapfrogged Avalanche and is sitting at number 9. You could see same kind of movement today, 13%. And also 45% for the last 7 days. And Terra is on an absolute tear. It's at $86, and it has formed another new high. And this is a project I've told you guys for a long time, one that tends to get overlooked by many. But take a look at this headline. Its TVL is now higher than Binance Smart Chain, which makes it second behind Ethereum. They have many, many DeFi apps. They're getting involved with metaverses and NFTs and play-to-earn games. That's all there. And recently, they have bridges that's being built too. So Terra is native to Cosmos ecosystem, so there's a bridge to Cosmos already, but you could see that AnySwap, which now rebranded to multi-chain after raising $60 million by Binance, well, this also has a bridge to Terra to many other L1s, such as Phantom, right? So Terra is having its ecosystem broaden, and why this is more important for Terra than some of these other L1s is because they're native algorithmic stablecoin, Terra USD. The more Terra USD that's being used on its own chain and across other chains, the more Luna tokens needs to be burned. And that is why Terra is doing so well, because there's so much burning at this point. And as usage grows, that's why TVL is growing, the more Luna is going to be burned. So number 2 is Terra. I definitely think they're going to continue on. So if you're not paying attention, you need to do so. And lastly, I want to talk about Polygon. Polygon is doing very, very well. As expected, Polygon went through a very, very stagnant period. I told you guys to stay patient, right? Because Polygon, there's no way that it can't be moving. And finally, it's getting all the attention now because Polygon is just blowing up. And you can see this headline. May end up being Ethereum's saving grace. And the reason being, so many projects are turning to Polygon to scale. Polygon is essentially Ethereum that can scale. They even recently introduced Proposal 1559 to introduce coin burning, which will make Polygon deflationary going forward, right? But because Polygon is EVM compatible and it supports Solidity, dApp makers are coming left and right, especially NFT marketplaces, because you don't have to worry about gas fees. You don't have to worry about slowness of the network. You don't have to worry about congestion. But there's many other things. Like, for example, Reddit just created a new initiative with Polygon, 200 million initiative, to get involved with Web3, which of course involves games and DeFi and everything else, social media, right? And Polygon just acquired a Predictable Lab, 500 million deal for ZK scaling, because they want to continue to lead and they want to introduce privacy features too. So Polygon, and that's the second project they purchased that involves VK scaling. They purchased another one for about 250 million. So that's like 750 million. And they also have their own $1 billion fund. So Polygon is definitely on a roll. And it's definitely one that I believe everyone should pay attention to and hold a little bit of, because I believe it's going to go much higher than where it is. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I just want to give you guys a quick rundown of what's going on with Bitcoin. Looks like that Santa rally may have started. So strap on, because we could be seeing some explosive movements soon. And also, don't miss out on these 3 or 4 L1s, because there's just a lot of things going on with them right now. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for my future video. Take care. Bye-bye.